UH-60 Black Hawk is more than a machine. It is a symbol of strength, endurance, and the quiet courage of those who serve beneath its spinning rotors. Born from the needs of a changing world, it carries within its dark frame the lessons of countless battles and the spirit of soldiers who have trusted it with their lives. When the first prototype lifted off in the mid-1970s, few could imagine that it would become one of the most recognizable silhouettes in modern military history. Its creation was not an accident but a response to the lessons learned in Vietnam, where the aging UH-1 Huey had carried troops through jungle and fire but had also revealed the limits of its era. The American Army needed something new, something stronger, faster, and safer, a helicopter that could endure the heat of battle, carry more weight, and bring more soldiers home alive. From that demand rose the Black Hawk, designed by Sikorsky Aircraft, a company that had already written its name in the story of flight. The engineers sought not only performance but survivability. Every line of the aircraft's body, every bolt and blade, was shaped with the purpose of giving crews a better chance in the chaos of war. Two General Electric T700 engines became the beating heart of the design, giving it the power to lift heavy loads and the reliability to fly even when one engine was lost. The first flight in 1974 marked the beginning of a new chapter. 4 years later, in 1979, the helicopter entered service, and the legend began to take shape. Soldiers who first climbed aboard spoke of the confidence it inspired. The cabin was wider, the vibration lower, the engine stronger. They could feel that this machine was built not just to perform but to protect. The Black Hawk's name itself carried meaning. It honored the Sauk War leader Black Hawk, a man who resisted the loss of his people's land with fierce determination. The name reflected strength, resilience, and defiance, qualities that suited the helicopter perfectly. Over time, those qualities became more than symbolic. They became real, proven again and again in fire and smoke across the world. The Black Hawk could carry 11 fully armed troops in addition to its crew of 2 pilots and a crew chief. It could transport them at speeds approaching 180 miles per hour, climbing over mountains, sweeping low through valleys, landing on dusty roads or tight clearings where only courage and rotor wash could fit. Its range of nearly 600 kilometers meant it could insert and extract soldiers deep behind enemy lines, a vital edge in modern warfare. But numbers alone cannot describe what the aircraft meant to those who relied on it. For medics, it was a flying ambulance. For commanders, it was a bridge between units scattered across difficult terrain. For troops pinned down under fire, the deep chop of its rotors was the sound of salvation. Over the decades, the Black Hawk has flown through deserts, jungles, mountains, and cities. It has served in the cold of Korea, the sands of Iraq, the peaks of Afghanistan, and in countless humanitarian missions after earthquakes, floods, and storms. Its matte black or olive drab body has landed in places where no road could reach, delivering food, rescuing the wounded, and giving hope to those who had none. Pilots often describe how the helicopter seems to have a soul of its own. It is not just steel and fuel, it responds to the hands of those who know it, forgiving mistakes, steady in turbulence, fierce in wind. Many crews speak of the sense of partnership, of trust, as though the Black Hawk itself wants to bring them home. Inside the cockpit, digital displays replaced old analog gauges in later models, giving pilots clearer information and safer control at night or in storms. The UH-60M variant introduced more powerful engines, composite blades, and advanced avionics, pushing the design to new heights without losing the rugged simplicity that made it famous. In combat, its armor plates protect vital areas, while self-sealing fuel tanks and redundant systems allow it to survive hits that would destroy lesser aircraft. Stories of damaged Black Hawks limping home on one engine, riddled with holes yet still flying, became part of its myth. To the men and women who serve around it, those stories are not myths but memories. They have seen it take rounds, lose hydraulic pressure, or have rotor blades torn by shrapnel, yet still descend safely with everyone alive. The helicopter's ability to absorb punishment and keep fighting has saved lives that numbers cannot measure. Over time, the Black Hawk's adaptability proved as valuable as its toughness. Variants like the HH-60 for search and rescue and the MH-60 for special operations allowed it to serve across every branch of the armed forces. The Night Stalkers of the 160th Sword took the MH-60 deep into hostile territory, flying low and fast in the dead of night, guided by instruments and nerve. It was a Black Hawk that carried operators into Pakistan during the 2011 raid on Osama bin Laden's compound, a mission so secret that even the existence of a stealth-modified version of the helicopter shocked the world when the wreckage was revealed. That moment showed not only the aircraft's capability but also its constant evolution. Decades after its birth, it was still at the cutting edge of military technology. Yet beyond the headlines, thousands of quieter missions tell the true measure of the machine. In hurricane relief operations, its rotors have whipped through the rain to lift stranded families to safety. In wildfire zones, it has dropped water over burning forests. In peacekeeping operations, it has carried supplies to remote villages. The same helicopter that delivers soldiers into battle also delivers medicine, food, and rescue workers when nature itself becomes the enemy. The Black Hawk's story is, in many ways, the story of modern aviation's maturity. It combines brute force with subtle precision, military purpose with humanitarian heart. Pilots speak of how the controls feel balanced, how the machine responds as though anticipating their next move. It can hover with delicate stability or surge forward with explosive speed. Its main rotor, stretching over 16 meters, slices the air with a distinct rhythm that every soldier recognizes instantly. That sound, part thunder, part heartbeat, announces its arrival long before it can be seen, filling the air with both fear and relief depending on which side of the conflict one stands. The engineering behind it reflects years of refinement. From its early UH-60A model to the advanced UH-60M, improvements in blade design, avionics, and transmission systems have made it more efficient and easier to maintain. Ground crews praise its modular structure, which allows quick replacement of parts in the field. This practicality ensures that the Black Hawk spends more time flying and less time grounded, a vital advantage in war and disaster alike. For more than 40 years, nations around the world have adopted it, trusting the same blend of strength and reliability that the U.S. Army first demanded. Japan, South Korea, Australia, Indonesia, and many others operate their own versions, some locally produced under license. Each country paints its own markings on the fuselage, but the essence remains the same: a tool for protection, a guardian in the sky. Even as newer technologies emerge, unmanned drones and tilt-rotor aircraft promising to redefine warfare, the Black Hawk continues to prove its worth. Its simplicity is part of its genius. Where electronic systems can fail, its mechanical heart endures. It can be repaired in the field with basic tools, flown in harsh conditions, and trusted by generations of pilots who know its limits and respect them. The bond between pilot and helicopter is not easily explained, but every Black Hawk crew understands it. Before takeoff, they walk around the aircraft, touching its skin, checking every surface as though greeting an old friend. When the engines ignite and the blades begin to spin, there is a vibration that resonates not just through the metal but through the human body, a pulse that says the mission has begun. In the sky, everything becomes sound and motion: the whine of turbines, the deep chop of rotors, the tremor of the frame. Through headsets, the crew communicates in clipped, calm voices, each word measured. They know that trust and discipline keep them alive. The Black Hawk amplifies that discipline, responding instantly, forgiving little but rewarding precision. For many, flying it is both a challenge and a privilege. It has carried presidents and generals, medics and refugees, elite commandos and ordinary soldiers. Each has left something behind: scratches, dents, stories etched into the metal. The helicopter becomes a record of human experience, of fear and bravery, loss and survival. And still, it flies.